Welcome back, everybody. Got myself Osk, my pal Al, views of the Mandem. Yeah, welcome back, everyone.
Us.
Chelsea, they
Oh,
finally won
mate.
again in it. So again, I didn't get to watch the game as I've told you beforehand before we started streaming this, and yeah, like run me through it. Like like how did it go? Like, what's your thoughts?
Like if I was Marco Silva, I'd be absolutely raging today.
Well, yeah, I
Practically any Fulham player.
sorry to cut
Yeah,
you off. I heard something about Gusto. Is it Gustav that they're right back? He did
Gusto.
like
Yeah,
yeah, he
yeah.
done a crazy tackle.
He should have been off. If we judge it on a level playing field, let's say, right? So tackles that we've seen this season, he should have been off. It should
Yeah,
have been a red. Um, he misses the ball, so there's a challenge with somebody, and
yeah,
the ball runs off slightly, and then he's trying to win it back, and
yeah,
he ends up hitting or kicking Willian on the ankle from the front with the studs. So in another game, that would have been a red. But yeah, he just got a yellow card for that.
yeah,
Rash, the guy was trying to recover. He wasn't even looking where he was going in a sense. Like as he turned, he's making that lunge forward, not knowing
yeah,
that that person is there. So whether there's intent or not, it's a different debate. But like we've seen a few red cards this season already that were for similar tackles is all I'm going to say on that one. Yeah,
well, I can say because every time Casemiro gets sent off, I'm like, come on, man. Other people
yeah,
do this all the time, but as soon as it's Casemiro and it's United, you guys want to send him off. So
yeah.
I find it
No,
hilarious.
no, I feel that last season we had that, or actually last 3, 4 years we had that with Xhaka. It was almost like a label on his back whenever he's making a questionable tackle, let's say.
Yeah,
It was always red. So yeah, no, that would have been one, and
yeah,
yeah, that would have given them real problems at right back. But yeah, they got away with it.
yeah,
Um, they were giving away way too many fouls, way too many yellow cards as well
yeah,
for Chelsea. I didn't think they played really well. I thought they played very, very average. Maybe to their standards recently, they've improved. But
yeah.
if you're comparing it to, top six, nowhere near, in
No,
my opinion. Like Fulham had loads of chances to actually get something away from that game, and yeah, they must feel really disappointed.
who do you think performed like who performed well for like Fulham was like
There was a few players like Jimenez. I thought he was absolutely class in the game. The guy
yeah,
was the most dangerous outfield player. I didn't think Willian was. I didn't think the Cordova Reed was. I don't think Wilson was, who was there in the first half, although he had an absolute sitter an opportunity to go into the break 1-0 up, but somehow he missed it. Yeah, no, I thought Jimenez for me, and obviously the ever-present Paulinho,
yeah,
if I'm even pronouncing it correctly. But yeah, this guy is absolutely solid.
yeah,
He's I'm a fan. Like he's got some typical attributes of a defensive midfielder. He's always enjoying a challenge. It seems like the guy
yeah.
is willing to throw his body on the line time and time again.
Wow. How about Cole Palmer? Again, I heard he scored a penalty, so there's a
Mm,
stat. He's five goals away for
mm.
reaching Saka's best tally in a Premier League season. So like
Well, I can tell you for sure, I don't think Saka had as many penalties as Cole Palmer has had.
but no, to be
Um,
fair, come on, man, Saka takes penalties as well. Like, he does take
yeah,
pens.
not as many. So if you look up that season where
Yeah,
he's had the highest tally, I guarantee you it's not even close to the amount of penalties Cole Palmer has had. But
yeah,
nevertheless, I'm not taking anything away from him. The guy is arguably the best player at Chelsea at the moment, right?
yeah,
Um, One of the cheapest signings, I think, and one of the better performing in that lineup at least.
yeah,
He was a continuous threat. Sterling to some extent, but not. I can't remember anything else that Sterling did besides winning the penalty.
yeah,
He showed experience in that move, like he saw it coming basically. Um, and yeah, an experienced player would be waiting for that and kind of go in for the pen, as opposed to a crowded box trying to do something else. But yeah, Palmer did pretty well. He played a decent game.
yeah,
Um, some nice intricate passings.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but yeah, nothing special in my opinion. I don't think City are missing out. But yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely a gain for Chelsea.
Yeah. Okay. No, because I saw there
Mm.
was a something saying that Pep regrets selling Palmer. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I saw on Sky Sports today. I'm like, really? Does Pep really
No,
regret selling Palmer?
no. I mean, we'll get to talk about City in a second, so I'm not going to try it. But in my opinion, there's absolutely no chance. I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's a
Yeah.
very good player. But with the amount of very good players at City, it will be hard to miss one very good
Yeah.
player, if that
But
makes sense.
I saw
Yeah.
Carl Palmer- I saw him last season, like a few games for City. And I don't think he
Mm.
set anything to lights. I can't understand why Pep would get rid of him. Maybe just that
Yeah.
Chelsea is that bad that he's
Mm.
come in and he's making them look. He's making everybody else look that bad. So it's
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Like the guys, this is the thing. It's when you think of smaller nations in the Premier League, right?
yeah,
And they have one representative playing for them. So I remember back in the Arsenal days before he went off to Tottenham and City. But you remember Adebayor, right? So
yeah,
when he went to play and represent his country, in his mind, and even in the nation's mind, undoubtedly he was this guy is the king.
yeah,
There's unquestionable talent. Nobody can come close to what he's achieved and all that. But if you were going back to the Premier League and you had the list of the strikers available, and let's say you're taking a job somewhere and you had the free choice of picking one,
yeah,
I don't know, probably 8 out of 10 wouldn't pick him. They'd pick somebody else, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
that kind of scenario. So I think Cole Palmer just walked into a team that's really not doing so well. So it's easy to shine in that team. If he remains there, which he should, I guess, but yeah, in a couple of years, I think when they really start to show their true colors, let me say, I'm sure Chelsea fans would hope for it to be sooner. I think in a couple of years, then you'll see how much of quality he actually brings in comparison with what else they've got in there. Because a lot of their squad, like people keep forgetting, it's a very young team, Chelsea.
yeah,
A lot of the players, and especially the new signings they've had, where they played or paid big money for, they're 21 and under, 22 at best.
yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot more life in them. I think the best is yet to come.
So, like in your look, I know you hate Chelsea as well because you're obviously a gunner. But
Yeah.
what do you think is going wrong at Chelsea? Because like even players like Caicedo who are doing very well last season at Brighton,
Mm,
like why do you think it's not clicking for them? Like what do you think? And even with like they've had a manager like Pochettino who's been touted for like
mm.
nurturing young talent and building good footballing teams with young talent. Why do you think it's just not clicking?
It's I think it's an easy one. We remember Nottingham Forest last year when they first came up to the Premier League and signing 21
Yeah,
players or something like that, right? Out of possible 25-man squad. So the amount of players they released, the amount of players that actually carried on with them from the Championship into the Premier League was like two or three. They
yeah,
might have signed other players from other competitive teams that
yeah,
in that league with them, but again, yeah, they had a team with talented players, let me say, arguably like names that you'd expect to do really well. But again, trying to get them together and play and perform in a team, like that's the thing. You got to remember there's a team, and to have a team, you need players that know their roles, know their positions, know what's expected from them, know how to carry that role efficiently, if you like. And I don't think Forest did that very well. Not many
yeah,
expected it from them. Everyone expected them to go down at the first year.
yeah,
Somehow they survived. This year they're slowly gelling, although they've made a few signings, but again they're slowly gelling together. So yeah, I think towards the end of this season, possibly next season, you'll see the best of Forest.
yeah,
And for Chelsea, it's exactly the same scenario. It's a team that's made so many signings, got rid of so many first team players.
yeah,
There's no identity anymore, you know. And if you lose that, then you lose the rhythm in the game, right? If you're
yeah.
bringing
That's
a
true.
player from City in Sterling or Palmer, and other players from other clubs. Each one has already been used to a particular way of playing. When they come and turn up for your team, unless you have an identity about you, like he's gonna go to what he knows best is what he's been doing for the last year, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So you might have teams that are or players that have come from possession football, players who've come from counter-attacking football or defensive football. So it's without an identity, a team, let's say like Arsenal or City or Liverpool, where you have a player that joins the team and there's one particular position that he knows he's going to be playing in, everything else is covered. There's some sort of identity. So he knows at this phase, this is what I need to be doing. I need to be tracking back, or I need to be pressing up in this position or covering that area. That's his role. It's a lot easier to see that. And you can just watch the rest and you know exactly where you should be, as this area is covered, that position is covered, that covered. So it just falls into place. But if you're trying to put 11 together, it's like trying to build a jigsaw.
Yeah.
Is it going to fit? Is it not going to fit? No, that's the wrong piece. You end up taking that one out, putting it in. Does that fit here? And it's exactly what's happening at Chelsea. And personally, like, I don't know, I've said it a few times before, I don't really rate Pochettino that highly. So I think he's a good
Yeah.
coach, but like he'd be a solid coach for a team like Southampton, where he made his name.
Even Newcastle to be at that. We're
Or
gonna
even
jump.
Newcastle, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of Newcastle, let's even jump to them. KDB's back. He's brought some magic. He comes on 4 minutes, gets a goal, then he ends it with a lovely assist, which I haven't seen any of this, by the way.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just
No.
hitting like, oh, he's back.
I don't know what to say. He is, and like if anybody out there, is more fantasy football related matter, let me say, I wouldn't rush to sign him or to bring him in just yet.
Yeah,
According to his own admission, like in his interview post match with TNT Sport, the guy says like he can put a shift for like 20-25 minutes.
yeah,
And that's the best he can do now.
yeah,
He's slowly building up his fitness, his match fitness, and come, I would say, February, that's probably a more likely option, especially with the breaks now. City have played this game. They practically have a little break now. I think it's a couple of weeks before they play again,
yeah.
or probably a little bit less. But anyway, it's going to be a long break. So I don't see him back to his best until earliest probably
Actually,
mid to late February.
proper match
Um,
fitness.
but,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But today, 25 minutes or so when he came on, and the guy was the exact missing link that City needed.
yeah,
I feel at times they struggled against Newcastle. He comes in and he does what all the great players do, is does the basics so efficiently. And that's what you want from a star player, right? The basics. His goal was like, honestly, you watch the replay time and time again, and you think like anybody can score that,
One
but it's
second.
about doing it.
I
Go on.
got Ethan. He hates Arsenal. Just expect a lot of Arsenal corn by Ethan because to be
Mm.
fair, hey, Ethan, what you saying, pal? I know you're here for Moses because you're not asking about KDB and Odegaard. I'm guessing that's what it is.
Why is he never here when there's Arsenal topics?
He likes to hide, innit? So,
He does.
but let's ask Ali quickly because basically in the
Mm.
group chat, yeah, Moses
Mm.
was saying KDB is the only person that can chat to Odegaard. So therefore, with that sentence, you're saying KDB is just as good as Odegaard. What's your thoughts? Your Arsenal support, or do you think your compatriot is a bit deluded in his head? Like, what are you saying?
It's a tough one. This one, I'll be honest. Like
What do
it's
you mean? It's
I don't know what this.
what?
The guy is talented. Don't get me wrong. And here I'm referring to Odegaard, right?
Yeah,
But if I'm being completely honest, as a footballing fan in general, right?
yeah,
Um, if I had a choice of picking one of the two, like I don't think I'd 6 out of 7 times I'll be picking De Bruyne. I'll be honest. The guy is another level. Odegaard is great, but I don't think he's quite the KDB effect or impact yet. Although he's the captain, and we see him sometimes when the team is struggling for answers or for that link or that vital pass. we saw today KDB coming on and just solving the issues. In their last game, he came on again and solved the issues. You know, I think he contributed in 3 goals. Today in 2 goals. I don't think, as an Arsenal fan, I can expect that game in and game out of Odegaard. I still think he's extremely talented. He could get to that, and with the age difference, yes, maybe in a few years he'll be that level. But today, no, I don't think so.
Ethan, what's your thoughts on that? Why?
No, Odegaard is talented. I think I was dissing him when he came to Arsenal and he was on loan at that point, and he made me humble myself. So he is talented, but I just think KDB is just clear of, like, I think the only person who I would say even talent wise you can put in the same realm, and even him I would say KDB's better, is Bruno. That's it for me.
When you think, what to make of that.
But Bruno, but the problem is Bruno is not a 90-minute player. That's been the problem. But I can see why people would say no to that. But I just think, you know, my stance on the Oscar. I think KDB is the best midfielder to touch Prem in that.
No,
that's for me ever.
No, man. I still feel Stevie G is still better than him, because Stevie G just does it in a crap team, bruv. And KDB still plays for a fantastic team, like a brilliant footballing team. So it is set out for him slightly. I know his talent he's talent-wise, he's up there. But even talent-wise, he's good at whipping the ball. I think Trent just as good as whipping the ball. Then I don't think there's much else to KDB after the night. He's passing, he's just 10-10. But I think there's other players who's passing.
No, but he can bang goals in that as well.
He can bang goals in that, but like when I'm watching him, it's like unless he gives the pass, there's no wow factor for me. If you know what I mean, if you get what I mean, it's like it's not like I'm watching like a Messi or like wow, this guy just did a madness. But KDB is more or less passing. But I've seen you've got Bruno who can pass. You got Trent. So what he specializes in, I don't think he's that much better than the rest. I don't think KDB is going to come in like for a Liverpool team. They're 3-0 down. I'm going to drag this whole team and win the Champions League. KDB is not doing that. In that team, in that Liverpool team, what I'm saying. In your City team, when you got Haaland and all these fantastic players, that team is sick, man.
No, I disagree.
So I anyway.
I disagree.
Only reason I say that, when you have KDB in for Belgium, why is he not pulling up trees then? Belgium should have won that. Belgium should have won Euros. Pogba took it. Or should have won the World Cup. Pogba showed him a few things on that pitch in the semi-finals. Like, bro, where's your KDB now?
Do you know what I think about international football though? I feel like because
no. It was France versus Belgium.
No. Listen to my point. I think my point with Belgium, for example. Well, not even just Belgium, just international football as a whole. These men don't really get to train with each other. So I think judging players on the whole team's performance, I've just never been like that, innit? Like, I would never have a player go World Cup and be like, oh, he's a stinker because he didn't perform at World Cup. That's not me. Yeah. I'm looking at what you're doing in club level because you were training with these guys.
I just got to send you a shot. Certain clubs bought a Enzo for a lot of money because of the World Cup performance. Just had to say that, innit? Just had to
put that 100 mil? 100 mil, was it?
I think so, yeah.
What, plus VAT?
Yeah.
Plus VAT?
VAT.
Certain
clubs did that, you know. But yeah, I get your point. I hear you.
I just think basing players off, like, because you can see in the World Cup, you would have said Enzo is one of the best players there, and he's still a good player. But is he 100 mil worth? He basically got brought for 100 mil because of what? Because he won the World Cup and he was in that World Winning Cup team. That's it. Because you can't judge it off one season at Benfica top level. Not for me, anyway.
I don't know. In that World Cup tournament, I would have picked McAllister over him any day. The way McAllister was doing those runs and providing that attacking threat for Argentina in the World Cup, I thought that was class. Liverpool got an absolute bargain.
I don't think he's performed that well this season, though.
No, he hasn't.
Oh.
It's but yeah, in that World Cup team, Brighton last year, in general, were just, the guy was unplayable. Really, really good. But again, he had Caicedo behind him, a genuine defensive midfielder that would break the play. And I don't think they've got that at Liverpool. Like, I was absolutely amazed when they got rid of Fabinho. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, absolutely crazy. Like Fabinho and McAllister, that would have been something else. But yeah, for some weird reason, they did that. Yeah.
Just a quick question because Ethan brought it up. So, who would you say the top three midfielders in Premier League, like right now? I'm not going to put KDB as the best midfielder ever. No, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, that's just favoritism at the moment because it is what it is now. But at the moment,
this season, right? So far,
no, like, let's say last 5 seasons. I know KDB is definitely in there. Who are you going to say is your top 3 midfielders? But this season, KDB hasn't really played, so let's not be. You have got to be fair to him.
No, I'm not going to put KDB there this season as a whole all round.
Yeah, but let's say the last 2-3 seasons. But yeah, 100% he's definitely in there.
Yeah, but like this season, he's barely played. So
yeah.
But then, there's people like Bruno who I can't put there either. For example, like
Bruno's output,
man. I can't put I can't even put.
His output has to be there.
I would have put even Maddison start of the season, but he's been injured now, so I think it's a weird season. But
actually, let's go for the last 3 seasons. Top 3 midfielders.
I've got an interesting list. I don't know if you guys would agree with any of them, but yeah, I've got.
But what? Wait. What?
The attacking ones. Let's go there. Forget the DMs. Let's go to attacking midfielders. Yeah.
And on the wing, it counts wing and
central midfielders. Let's go CMs.
Okay.
Yeah, like number 10s. No.
Yeah. Number 10, CM, whatever, 8s or 10s. No 6s. I'll say to me, the 2 in there is just KDB and Bruno. I don't know who the third is. Third. Yeah, the third one's kind of a tough one.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is pretty tough.
Interesting. Bruno wouldn't make my top 10. I'll be honest with you.
Are you mad? Yeah. Why?
I am being serious.
Have you not seen his output, bro?
No, this is the thing. United haven't got the greatest of teams in terms of United, right? If we're being honest.
Yeah.
And he's been labelled as the man who should be carrying them over the line, and he's not that player. So he's always going to face this losing battle. You know, he isn't. If he goes into the City team, let's say, this guy will be as highly rated as KDB, no doubt. He's talented, right? But because he's not, and he's in a relatively poor team, he's never going to be like. If we're playing Bruno there, then I'd make a shout for James Ward-Prowse.
No.
You're seriously.
Okay,
the guy scores goals. He does everything.
KDB in that United lousy team, what's he doing?
No, anybody would struggle in that United team. You know, even Messi would struggle for United if he played for United.
Now you're just mocking it indirectly. But nah, man.
I can't think of a third player, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of players. I don't know. Like, this is the thing. I think might face some stick with this one, but Declan Rice last year for West Ham, he was really immense. They won a European title and whatnot, and this year has been absolutely amazing for Arsenal. Arguably one of their best players so far. So maybe he gets a nod from me at least. Maybe a little biased in that, but yeah.
Maybe like Bruno Guimaraes.
He was class today. He showed his talent. Yeah, he's definitely up there. There's been a few.
Did you see the Man City game with Newcastle?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
What were Newcastle doing? Were they doing the Haram football again, where they got the 2 goals and they just sat back and did nothing?
You can see it in the last, for sure in the second half.
Yeah.
These man sitting back. They're just waiting for mistakes now. They're waiting for mistakes and they're trying to bend the ball like around the defense and wait for Isaac to run onto it. That's all they were trying to do.
They're mad. They're absolutely crazy.
But there was a lot of thinking football between Man City and Newcastle, but a lot of quality at the same time as well. But it shows you the class, innit? Man City. I had no doubt that they were going to win that game as well. That's what's mad.
It was tough. Yeah. It was tough. Like I'll be honest with you. By the 60th minute, I was still thinking that Newcastle were going to come away with the win. But for some weird reason, first half, like in a boxing game match, let me say, you'd think City were on the ropes, Newcastle had them. They could have ended the half 3-1, 4-1 maybe. And for some weird reason, they go with that tactic of counter-attack. Like, that team is now having to think twice about you. The last thing I'd do is sit back and give them 100% possession for the rest of the second half, come at us. Don't do that, go for it. So yeah, I think they played a massive part in their downfall. Without the ball, you're practically running non-stop, and you've got experienced midfielder and defenders on the bench. So in terms of substitutions, you don't have that luxury to take off a winger and bring somebody else on. All you can do is bring on defenders. Again, if you're going to do that, I'd go for it. If I was him, I'd have gone for it in the second half, the first 20 minutes at least, like really give them a test. You score a third, my God, like at that point, take Isak off, take everyone off and play with 7 centre-backs. Don't do that when you're 2-1 down. Against City, who've got KDB and that guy with the 2 first names, Oscar Bob. Wow. The goal was amazing. Honestly, the goal was epic.
I saw my name in the group. I was like, bro, why are you saying my name and laughing like shaking?
Bro, I was so bad. Do you know when they wrote that in the group?
What the hell?
I was like, why is CJ asking for Oscar? I don't understand this. What's going on?
Yeah, I was like, why are you telling me it's City? I hate that club.
Yeah.
But even I know you got to head off soon because you got to do a show. But just a quick one: United Spurs tomorrow. Like, what's your prediction? We end it there. I'm going United. First United.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing. I know Werner is coming from someone's neck.
Yeah,
for sure. If he gets on, he's gonna start doing the stuff. I can see it. But I think it's either gonna. No, I'm not gonna be Moses. Forget that. Allow it.
Yeah. You're not giving a prediction.
I want to give a prediction. All right. Do you know what? I think it's a 2-1 game.
Either or.
I think it's either or.
Yeah. I'm going to United. Al, you hate both clubs with a passion, so go ahead, mate.
I don't know what to tell you. I think Tottenham are going to cause a lot of issues, but that's the thing. I don't think Timo is going to have a major role in it. I don't see him sitting out Richarlison just yet. But yeah, no, I've got a feeling Tottenham are going to come out with the points, unfortunately. I'd love it to be a draw, and that's it, But I can see Tottenham doing this.
All right, cool. Let's leave it there, lads. Thank you for joining, Ethan. Much appreciated. I'll catch you up tomorrow. Like and subscribe, guys. Have a good night.
Sweet.
See you.